Hillbilly is a killer that I have done a complete 180 on in terms of enjoyment. Seriously, if there was one character in any video game who's had such a massive glow up, it's the Hillbilly. I don't normally talk about history in these videos, but I have to make an exception for Hillbilly in order for why I love him to make sense. Hillbilly is basically was one of the big three killers back in the day. By that I mean he was extremely powerful and yet fun to go against. Before you ask, the other two were Nurse and Huntress. He didn't have an overdrive, he didn't have an overheat, he was just a killer with a chainsaw. And for a lot of people, that was it. That was all he needed. Behavior disagreed and gave him an overheat mechanic when they realized people were playing as him a little too much. Afterwards, Hillbilly players dropped like a rock because Hillbilly just wasn't fun to play anymore. He was too punishing. And that is the whole reason why I never liked Hillbilly at first. I always loved going against Hillbilly, but I hated playing as him. So when I heard that the Hillbilly rework was coming and that it was apparently causing a lot of people to play as Hillbilly again, I was skeptical. But then I actually played, and oh man, my opinions on Hillbilly completely changed. I mean, it's one thing to get some killer who used to be in my good graces but no longer was to be good again, but it's another thing to take a character that I hated and now I really love. That's a badge of honor you need to wear. Like how I never liked Hillbilly. So, how does it feel to play Hillbilly? Oh, really good. Hillbilly seems simple on the surface, but he is extremely complicated. But if you're willing to learn this guy, oh man, he will reward you handsomely. Remember when I said there was nothing more satisfying than trapping a survivor? Yeah, I was wrong. There's nothing more satisfying than landing a chainsaw sprint. Like right here. Oh man, the dopamine. It is overflowing. If I had to describe Hillbilly in one sentence, it would be not even one sentence, just two words. It would be dopamine factory. These high moments are rare, but when they do happen, he is awesome. You have not lived until you have downed someone with a chainsaw running at 300 miles per hour. You just have to wait until you rev for the perfect moment, the right second, the perfect moment to crush the stop. This is it. This is the perfect moment. You got him. He's down. There's nothing anyone can do about it. This footage right here probably screams dopamine. You see that person is down. We can move on, can't we? What? No? Fine. Then show us. Show us all how it feels to play Hillbilly. Mmm, nothing feels better than downing a survivor with a well timed chainsaw. Although sometimes you'll just miss and bang into stuff. Which, if you play as Hillbilly, you are going to fail. A lot. But don't worry, it's worth it. His add ons have changed quite a bit, because before that was the worst part about him. There was literally an add on that made you move faster if someone blinded you. I don't think I need to say any more. But these new add ons are perfect. You got the mangling chains, which I know those are not the names, but oh man, they mangle survivors and make it much easier for you to get work done. And then you got low pro chains, which were the only good add ons from the overheat era. Behavior saw this and decided to leave them alone. Which, yeah, I say was a good call. And his iridescents are great risk rewards. I don't personally use them because I that's not my playstyle, but I know a lot of people who would love to use them. Then there are his perks, and finally we have Killer with a really good one. Tinkerer is pretty good. 75% completion of any generator will make you undetectable. Pair this up with an add-on that allows you to chainsaw completely quietly. Yeah, pretty good. Now, Lightborn is it's a mixed bag. Not in terms of effect. It works 100% of the time and makes you immune to flashlights. Only use this perk against bully squads, however, because then they deserve it. Most of the time, they don't deserve it. So, yeah, this perk is just kind of there and it teaches bad habits. But then you've got his best perk, Enduring, which will reduce your stun time from any pallet, except if you're carrying a survivor, which that makes sense. Pair that with Spirit Fury, and, well, let's just say that the unmovable object meets the unstoppable force. So, in conclusion, my opinions on Hillbilly have changed so much that I can't believe there was a time where I actually hated this guy. Hillbilly went from being one of my least favorite to one of my all time favorite killers. So go out there and rev your chainsaw and slash some people in half. In the game, not in real life. Don't do that in real life. And show everybody how it feels to play as the Hillbilly.